and welcome. We are the Mooers and we like to walk. We spend most of our free time out and about exploring the UK countryside as a family of four. We're not experts by any stretch of the imagination. We just pick a route, pack a picnic and go out and have fun together. But we've learned a lot over the years and we want to share it with you to inspire you to get out walking with your families too. We want to show you that no matter your location, budget or physical ability, exploring the world around you can be really rewarding, if not a little bit soggy. We are in the UK after all. So if you enjoy watching our all-weather adventures together, please hit those like and subscribe buttons to show us your support. Thanks in advance. So we've just got out of the car to start the walk to Mam Tor and it has just started snowing. Okay, so we knew the weather was going to be bad. We thought we were going to get it around 2 o'clock. We have arrived at 11 o'clock and it's not very nice. So we're going to see how we go. Yeah, we'll keep you posted. Mam Tor, or Mother Hill as it is also known, is a 517 metre high hill near Castleton in the High Peak area of Derbyshire and is the main link between the eastern end of Russup Edge and the western end of the Great Ridge, making this one of the most loved ridge walks in the Peak District. Mam Tor is made up of rocks of Carboniferous age and the base is made up of black shale, making it approximately 320 million years old. Because of frequent landslips on its eastern face, Mam Tor has plenty of mini hills beneath it, which are caused by unstable lower layers of shale, which explains its alternative name of Shivering Mountain. Our sheep friends, what should we call them?
The one with some English is called Bible Bookers, and a boy one called Bird.
Bird?
No, Bird.
Bird, okay. Rather than sticking with one of the more common, shorter walks to Mam Tor, we loaded up the commute app and found a scenic 13-kilometre route that took us down into the valley before heading back up and over to Mam Tor. We started up a steady path of rock and shale to find the starting point for our descent into the valley. Girlies! Hi! You being the leader? Yeah! Poppy's the leader! Unfortunately, as we turned the corner onto the public footpath, the weather descended on us and we were lashed with bracing wind and snow. As a result, the audio in this video was unusable. However, I detail how we checked the weather forecast and the route and decided that as we have plenty of food, warmth and a can-do attitude, that it was safe to continue down into the valley. At this point, we remained optimistic and checked in with the children, who, quite frankly, are braver than I, and decided as a family unit to keep on going, and if it got too dangerous or too uncomfortable for us, that we'd reassess the situation. Now you may have noticed in that last video I was counting with Poppy as she went down the hill. So this is one of my top tips for getting kids down the hill safely, particularly if they're anything like Poppy, who quite frankly would run down it if we let her. So as we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, it means that you can control the speed at which they go down the hill, and they also concentrate on where they're putting their feet to. So if it is slippy or it's rainy or in our case snowing, it's a really great top tip to make sure that they are really being conscious of where they put their feet on those descents. As we dropped further down into the valley, we crossed a few streams, climbed a few walls, and hopped over some muddy patches as expected. All was going brilliantly well, and it felt great to be out and about exploring nature and watching the girls run around together. we eventually stumbled upon a little shelter where we grabbed a quick snack, popped on some waterproofs and read about nature's refrigerators, which the girls found absolutely hilarious. Soon, we were back on our travels with fuller bellies and slightly better weather conditions.
Oh, hello Mr. Bull. How are you doing? Fancy seeing you here.
However, little did we know we were approaching some hilly farmlands which were completely waterlogged and offered us our first challenge of the day.
So we've had a bit of shoe malfunction, haven't we?
Yeah, my food came out.
Nevertheless, we continued as a family, taking precarious detours, building temporary bridges and lifting each other over muddy bogs. We thought we'd gotten over the worst of it, but boy, were we wrong. Okay, so we are about 4 kilometres in. We have just done a really hard technical piece of walking. It's literally just puddles of mud, bogs, reeds to stand on. We've had slipping. We seem to be going down into the valley now as well, so we are heading downwards. So the wind is sort of stopping a bit, but honestly that was pretty naff.
That river, I have a way already. I see a way to go.
Oh, we've got a bridge over there that we're aiming for. So we've made it here. How are we doing, gang? Keep walking now. That way. Oh. How are we doing?
As the path seemed to get steadier under our feet, thankfully our spirits raised and we started to enjoy the route again.
Lovely weather for it.
Yeah, lovely weather.
We finally started heading in the direction we needed to, with Mam Tor overlooking us in the distance. One of the things I love most about our family walks is the bond I see growing every day between Alice and Poppy. Walking gives us a chance to connect as a family, play daft games and sing songs, and we find it really humbling to see and talk about the amazing world around us. Halfway through the walk at around 7 kilometres, we eventually joined the Pennine Way, which is a welcome change from the bogs and the muddy, stony paths we'd been treading for the last hour. We started to drop down into Edale, a quaint and picturesque little village with a cracking looking pub, a visitor centre and campsite, plus a lovely little cafe which looked incredibly warm and inviting. Now it was time to get our scran on and stop to spend a penny to refuel and re-energise, ready to face the 600-metre climb ahead.
In the corner. Girlies? Oh. Hello? What do you think?
Delicious.
Yeah, there he is, head chef. Give us a wave.
Us Moors are famous for our picnics, and at least 85% of our bag space is usually dedicated to snacks, heatable meals and water to keep us and the children going. Our cooking equipment is a brew kit by Alp Kit, and as much as it may feel like a luxury expense, it has certainly been worth the investment for us. It's worth looking for kits which are lightweight, easy to assemble and windproof, so that you can have a hot, calorific meal without worry.
It is chickpeas, sweet corn, peas, sweet potato, tikka masala curry. Solid 8 out of 10.
Because you're out walking doesn't mean your food has to be bland and boring. We keep travel condiments like squeezy cheese, mustard and sauce sachets in the rucksack, as well as coffee, sugar and tea.
This is our signature delicacy, isn't it, this?
Eating like kings.
Huh?
Eating like kings.
Oh yeah.
Anything squeezy.
It may not look like much, but alongside a lentil hot pot or a curry, wraps are a perfect meal choice because they are flat, can't be squashed in your bag and can be stuffed with lots of different fillings. You've just got to be organised and get these things prepared the night before.
Is it good?
Once the girls had finished playing and we'd washed everything up, cleared away the rubbish and left no trace, it was time to start the climb that we'd waited all day for.
Starting to go up now. Go on then, puppy. Oh, here we go. Starting to go up. Thank you.
We quickly stopped for a flapjack break to give the kids a boost, or maybe it was just a placebo, before starting the ascent to Mam Tor. There was just one thing standing in our way, and that was another expanse of wet and muddy farmland, this time ravaged by tractors and cows. Unfortunately, we didn't get any footage of this because it was very, very slippery. However, we built temporary bridges out of branches and eventually found our way back to the path.
So we came from over there and we've walked all the way through to here. We're now going up, but it is amazing when you look all this way and it still goes all that way in the distance. We got there in the end. Oh. It's a bit rainy, so it's gotten a bit foggier now. And then we're just going there. I'm heading there. That's where we're going. Okay, we're there. We are finally at the top. The weather up here has been, what has it been, Al? It has been rough, I'm not gonna lie. Wind, rain, our legs are soaked, aren't they? We did not prepare for the top of Mam Tor, legs wise anyway. The rest of us are pretty waterproof, but yeah, our legs are a bit prickly with cold, aren't they, my Alice? But yeah. There we go. We are just walking up the last bit now. There we go, the guys are basically doing it. And we've done it. There we go, guys. I am pleased to say that we have nearly made it to Mam's toe.
Despite the weather, the muddy trials and tribulations, we finished our 13-kilometre hike with a quick dash down the steps and descended quickly down towards the car park. We were all very sodden, very cold and quite tired at this point, so we decided that instead of scaling across the high peaks next to Mam Tor, that we'd walk down to the main road and get some respite from the turbulent weather. We were relieved when we reached the car and the spare clothes that Fent had packed, and we got ourselves warm and dry before enjoying hot chocolate and coffee before driving home. This was our first proper hike in the Peak District, and as much as the weather tried to break us, we still managed to enjoy some breathtaking views, some good old-fashioned family time, and also get a plentiful amount of steps in. Mam Tor is definitely one of the best peaks we've ever been up, with a good variation of walks around it. And perhaps next time we'll be blessed with the good weather to make the most of the stunning views from the top. Alice, can you remember what it was like at the top of Mam Tor?
It was really windy and the rain was a bit hard
Yeah.
and bad.
Poppy, what did you think of the mountain?
Really good.
Really good. How did you walk so far?
With my walking legs.
With your walking legs?
Thanks for